record button, and we are live. We are back in the tomb. That is super wrong. My thing is looking at the wrong thing, so I'm gonna do some little flippies here and make sure that my stream is actually seeing you guys and not my not my other thing. There we go. That's right. Perfect. Okay, gentlemen, welcome back to the Tomb of Annihilation. Welcome back to Faerun. I will remind you, that's where you're at. I know we've been underground for a really long time, but you are technically still on the world of Toril, still in the land of Faerun. You're just on the peninsula of Chult, way down south in the forbidden city of Omu, beneath the earth in the tomb of the Nine Gods. When last we saw our heroes, the party had effectively been ambushed by the Sohn sisters themselves in an attempt to steal away that which was most precious in your journey thus far in the tomb, the 5 keys that would open the final door to the Soulmonger. In their attempt, they faltered. They underestimated your power, and 2 of them were slain. The coven shattered. Only Deadbells getting away, escaping barely with her life from the clutches of Lukanu. And you were victorious. You decided before entering the final chamber, before opening that door, after having to deal with the hags and the trials and so much already today, with the chain portal before, and I could go on. You decided to take a short rest followed by a long rest. Unfortunately, it would seem that word had spread. 1 hag getting away was enough for the Custodian Withers to send after your party, unfortunately split, as some of you were taking refuge in the hall, the rest of you down in the hag's lair. Were attacked by 4 of those horrible metal abominations. They struck at the forward party, all of you having to rush to defend the much weaker flank of your company. Zal holding the line, barely surviving in that fight. You managed to get up to them, aid them, and keep them all alive throughout that tight corridor battle. Even when sleeping in the tomb, even when resting, no matter where you are, unless it's that one little room, you are always being watched. So, our party succeeded there, saving their party, and that is saving their forward company, and that is where we are picking back up. I will change our map over as the heat of battle has only just subsided. The corpses of these metal zombie abominations, stitched together pieces of previous adventurers who lost their lives to the tomb, lay before you, slain. What will you do?
Zal, you doing okay?
I am fine. Better. I am great. I
No,
have
you are
felt
not.
the
You are
taste of
wounded.
battle.
No.
I wear these like metals.
She Lukanu motherly slaps Zal. No, you're wounded.
This is...
G-
I wear them with pride, Commander. I fight by
You
your
de-
side.
More like you drained my healing pool.
Have I not proven myself? I'll have to watch after these children. I should be
have.
with you.
Really need a magical weapon, Zal.
He looks and he just says,
Nothing wrong with good heart steel.
Fighting a giant magical golem. I can't.
Worse.
Cowards create such abominations.
We're gonna walk by him, give him like a clap on the shoulder, and say, "Nice work."
and
Hold
he
the
looks to
line.
you, just shakes his head.
Same to you.
I'll admit, it was impressive, Zal. You defended all of them.
Another story to tell. When I get back to whatever piece of Chult is left.
Yes, there'll be much to do in Chult when we are done.
Much to fix.
And he looks expectant, like you're not gonna order him to take care of these people. And he's like at your side. He's literally just feeling heat of battle. He's like, no, I'm with you. Fuck these people that you're making me take care of.
You may accompany me for now. I can't leave you wounded like this.
And he says, I will be fine. By the morning, my wounds will be better.
Fine. Though I am worried about the two infirmed individuals.
Yeah. Morg was walking over there to go over to Biff.
Yeah, Biff sort of shouldering Atan, trying to, keep him keep him from maybe just sitting him down. Doesn't really feel comfortable with him standing up. To say, all right, you just take your seat right there, and you just you keep talking to yourself. Just don't go anywhere. Oh, war. Seems as though everything went okay.
You guys holding up okay?
Fine. Wish I could have done more, but your big friend there is well, all I could do was really stand behind him.
Yeah, he was hard to get around.
We're fine. Ton seems fine, and your other friend, and he kind of steps down and put his shoulder on Velfine, who is in a similar position to Atan, just sort of both of them curled up on either side. Got a couple of scaredy cats here, it would seem.
You okay, Velfine?
She just kind of looks up at you, War, and sort of nods calmly, and just goes back to staring at the floor. I can keep an eye on these two, if need be.
Well, I suppose we should get everybody into a more secure location for the next part of our adventure.
Yeah, we
Is there a more secure location?
I feel like the corner of a hallway might not be the best.
Yeah. I can't think of any locations that I would call secure in this place.
Well, none that can also house this gentleman, she says, pointing to the Minotaur.
I can stand watch.
Did we finish a long rest, or was it interrupted?
No, you didn't
No,
even
that
finish.
was-
We
Short
didn't even
rest.
finish, yeah.
Yeah, short rest isn't even completed. You guys would have to go back to it.
Damn.
Interrupted.
Alright, seems everybody is okay.
Mechanically, by rules, you guys have to get back to your short rest very soon, or it's going to be another roll
Yep.
for the short rest, because it'll restart.
Head back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
let's back,
we're too.
and we'll drag the everyone down this time.
Yep.
Everyone is able to walk, so.
Take me to the next room, please.
Okay, yeah. Let's get everybody here. Update if you don't know this already. Unless somebody can make a really good check on Zal, he does not want to take care of these people anymore. He wants to be with y'all. I'll still give you the option if you want him to be in a fight or not for XP purposes, but mechanically, unless somebody makes a really good check on Zal, Lukanu being the only one I think I'd give advantage on that. He does not feel like he wants to take care of the situation, and Biff, not knowing that language, I think is immediately sort of like understanding the situation, and he's like, I'll take care of these two. So, situation resolved if you guys are happy with that. If anybody wants to make any checks on them tonight or some other time, feel free. I'm going to transfer you guys to where you wanted to go.
Were you saying that situation is resolved?
I'm saying it is resolving itself unless you decide to intervene. If you do not want Zal to be following you, if you don't want Biff to be the one watching, you guys can intervene. I'm just telling you that's what's happening, and it is visible.
It was a pun.
Oh wait, I didn't get the pun.
Resolve with a Z instead of an S.
Oh,
Resolve.
you fucking nerds. Everybody gets uninspiration for that.
just explaining it. Oh.
No, wait.
I'm just fucking around.
I take it back.
I don't like puns.
You did this. Look at this.
You also, I will remind you, still have the orphaned toy children. Clayface.
Yeah, that one's attached to me.
Straw Bundle, and which Straw Bundle is on Lukanu, and then I believe we have Joho, who's also on Lukanu. Joho has children.
Straw Bundle is safely in Lukanu's shoulder pad.
Okay, yeah, and Joho is like inside the breastplate, like stuffing and all.
In the shoulder pad. That must be uncomfortable.
It is a big
Bundle. It's okay.
It is a big shoulder pad.
I'm very flexible. I'm made of straw.
It is the sturdiest part of my armor.
So
It
what
will
is-
not be breached.
What does your short rest situation look like on a map, gentlemen?
Should we
Um,
put the bubble back up?
Yeah, you have access to the bubble token. I still haven't set up your sword. I'll get it for you. I will. Alex.
I don't believe you because we're gonna be done before you get to it.
Ah, fuck. I will.
I
I
want
just
to get
always
our
forget.
NPC friends in the center of the room.
Zal cannot, by rules, enter the
Yep.
bubble. You can hold 9. I'm gonna throw this out. You can hold 9 creatures of. I believe is it tiny creatures count too? In hut. Let me just see hut. Because I believe you might be limited with the straw children.
Well, we have 2 huts.
Yeah, we might need
True,
both.
but I will need to know that both huts are up. So let's see if that's the case. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller. So yeah, so you have more than 9. You have, I believe, 14. 13 not counting Zal.
Me and I guess I'll go into this bubble, and Alexandria can have that bubble, and I'll block the door with mine. If you want to throw another
Okay.
one on,
Yeah, you want to...
Alexandria.
Actually, I can make another bubble really quick.
already
for you.
threw my bubble on.
Yeah.
Oh, just saying, throw another one on so I can place
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah, I'll make it blue for you. Just a little bit brighter. So, well, actually, that color.
I want it
that-
over Victor.
Yeah, blue.
One over.
1 over Victor. Okay, like that.
Yep.
Understood. So this
Feeling
is
very unpopular right now.
this is the other
I thought you were
one.
telling me to move, and I was like, I'm just trying to move my token out of the way. I don't know.
No. I was wanting my bubble to be over.
This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This bubble is maxed out.
Yeah, you'll have to go
Okay.
into the sub bubble if you want to be safe.
Why don't we?
Alexander,
Wait,
that's
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, how about that?
Atan
Thank you, Victor.
and Valfine will probably be with Biff. And Zal, he really wants to stay and watch, so he'll tighten himself up in here.
Zal, don't get into any tight corners. Come over here.
And he just said,
I said I would stand watch.
Uh,
Why don't you stand watch over the door in case something comes from behind it?
yeah. Actually, make a charisma check with advantage, Alexander.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage there.
Persuasion, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I believe in you.
Small spot.
9 is enough. Zal thinks on it for a moment, but when he looks to see the door and he sees how like fucked up it looks, and he looks back up at the hallway and War's Echo and all of that other stuff in his way, he just says,
This is a good suggestion.
and he will be, before he even gets towards the door, he will stay here and block this door and stand in front of it.
I have no choice but to sit next to you, Zal.
As always, Commander.
All right. This is our short rest. Your short rest will go off without a hitch if you continue it from here. It has not been 10 minutes since the attack. So if anybody wants to complete a short rest mechanically, you can do so now. Anything that you would regain on a short rest, if you want to spend a hit die, now's your time. Does anybody need anything on this short rest? That's all I'm saying.
I have recovered.
Arcane recovery.
Arcane recovery. Okay.
Let me check our spells. I'll probably do arcane recovery too.
Yeah. Zal
Yeah.
is going to fix himself up. He has some hit dice he can spend. He's probably going to do. Let's do 4d10 / roll 4d10 plus. What does he have? So that'd be plus 12. Let's see. 36 HP for him. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. Anybody else, or shall we begin the long rest, gentlemen?
I got back my action surge. That's about it, I think.
Oh wait, we're doing a long rest.
We're
Short
just
rest.
completed
Short and
the
then
short
long.
rest. Do you need anything from that short rest? You
Um,
have to tell me. I
I'm gonna
must know.
roll a couple. I'm gonna roll a couple hit die.
Okay. Zal's no longer bloodied. He bandages himself up,
Good.
cleans his wounds.
We have fought together before. You should expect this.
Yes, I know. It's
I
like
know
that.
how to treat battle wounds.
It's like that time with the basilisk.
Good time.
So you're spending some hit dice, Lukanu. What are those
Actually,
look
actually, no. I'm literally
like? Okay.
I'm 8. I'm 6 HP from being max. I'll do one. I'll do
Okay.
one.
Yeah. If you want to do, we're still rolling dice out of Roll20. If you're using a Beyond sheet, and it should be able to enter in, or if you're using anything else, just spit your dice into here if you're using anything.
I'm wondering how you do a hit dice in
Beyond. Just
Beyond.
hit the hit
Yeah.
die. Hit the word hit die. To like make it jump into the thing.
Yeah.
Might just have to roll it physically. Not sure.
Okay.
Into Roll20. Plus your con.
What? 6 plus 3.
So 9 hit points. Go ahead and apply that to your sheet. If nobody else is doing any hit die, we can start on the long rest. I'm going to assume Alexandria is usually the one who doesn't do a watch. So if something happens, I'm rolling between the other 4. Yes.
Yeah, it works.
They will probably have better past perceptions than me.
Okay. We will roll there. So the long rest begins as you sleep down in the deepest depths of the tomb, in the once lair of the Sown sisters. How many terrible deals, curses, magic, just abominations, how many horrible things have happened in this chamber, the very chamber where Valthine was tortured the last 48 hours. She's not comfortable being in this room. The bubble gives very little solace to the situation. This is not a good place for her, and it's definitely uneasy sleep here, even inside of your tiny hut spells. This place is tainted and has been tainted for a long, long time. Dark magic rests in the stone here. Your night goes on, and as it does, I'm going to need one of you to roll a d20. If you get more than a 16, because we're doing hard mode still, a random encounter happens.
Resident Scholar?
I rolled it last, and we got a random encounter. So I'm not touching it.
I'll do it. I haven't done it. I want it.
Come on, man. Oh, thank fucking God. I had it ready. I know what it was. I just didn't want to do it. Really didn't want to do it. Okay, your night goes unhindered. As you stay in this eerie, dark place, knowing the terrible things that have happened around you, it is definitely discomfort. Sleep is hard to find in places. Many of you might get up multiple times during the night, but mechanically, you will be able to complete the requirements for a long rest. During this time, is there any important interactions between player characters or players and NPCs that we want to highlight here?
Yeah. Probably as we're getting up in the morning, War will, like, go kind of near Alexandria and say, you should keep an eye on your undead. If they get in my way again, I will destroy them.
Were they stopping you from moving through? I
Yes.
gave them no such order.
Them being there stopped me from moving through.
Well, War, the situation was a little claustrophobic. Why aren't you talking about Zal being in the way? Go talk to Zal.
Because he was defending the people up there.
Yes, and my zombies were defending me and everybody back here. So...
And yet, everyone had to use something to get past them.
Well, War, I simply don't know what you're trying to get at here. They don't have feelings. If they are in your way, you can move them. They will react slower than you just doing what you will.
That's all I was warning you of.
What, did you think I would be offended if you killed one of my corpses? They are already dead, after all.
I'm well aware. Just be more mindful of your tactics. That's all I was asking.
Any other interactions between anyone before the sun rises?
Well, maybe. We're not sure what time of day it is anymore.
Before you all feel rested.
Ooh.
Well, go ahead, Dustin.
I was going to say, I guess it's kind of a miscellaneous conversation, but Lukanu would kind of like want more of the state of Chult, as like if there's a gap in time and people are just sitting there. She'd ask questions about the state of Chult, like who's ruling it.
Oh yeah, Port Nine Zaru, gaining information on Port Nine Zaru.
Yes.
You just want it to be a background thing that you're asking questions?
Yeah.
Roll a history check with advantage. Let me see what the party... I mean, the party's going to be able to give you a general gist, but I want to know how much you kind of take in. 18. Ooh, 18. Yeah, I think you would get all the knowledge the party has about Port Nine Zaru, effectively. Other than what might be a secret between players. You get the general gist of what it's like, what the state of Chult is like, which is effectively just a wild land with one bastion of civilization left, an empire, ancient and crumbled, left only with a single port.
I imagine
by the merchant princes.
I imagine upon hearing this, Zal punches a wall.
Yeah, Zal isn't happy to see this. Sure. Slams it. Just
Everything
Um,
fell when that damn thing came.
Calm yourself.
Edwin is
Zal.
particularly grim in his description of Schultz.
Oh no!
Yeah, ooh.
Alexandria would not be gentle about it either. Summarizing her conversation thusly:
Calm
everything you fought, bled, died, and sacrificed for is lost to dust and time.
Calm yourself, Zal. Like the dwarf said, the dead dwarf said, there is still hope. The queen's blood still flows through her descendant. We will find her, and we will behead every single merchant prince.
Why?
Yes. They do not have the right to rule. They will either bow or die.
From what you've told me, Alexandria, they are weak, greedy, callous. They must be put down.
Considering the state of your Empress's empire, I don't think she's any more fit to rule than they are.
No, she
Also,
seems...
she dead.
No, her descendant may yet live.
And?
The
And
plan
she
would be
will
simple.
rule.
Yes.
Over what exactly?
Whatever is left, this measly port. The blood of the royal family will bring Chult back to life.
Zal is like, yeah, he's passionate about this. He is like zealot.
Have you ever heard of this Nyan Zalru? Where is this port, Zal? I've never heard of it.
Isaiah was probably over 200 years old, right?
It is.
This is fishing port. Nothing much. Closest trade to the south, to the north.
That seemed like a very large... I just can't imagine it being very large.
Do we know if Dainzaro is now larger than Omu since we've seen both?
It is larger than Omu, yeah.
Yeah, or I'll say, well, that fishing port grew into something larger than Omu.
Well, that makes sense. All the remnants of Chult poured into a single point.
Once again, your city is kind of small.
I think you're gonna have more issue with, Oh shoot, what are the...
Lord's Alliance is pretty heavily encased in the port too.
Not anymore. They had that.
Was it the Iron Gauntlet or the Flaming Fist? What's it called?
Flaming Fist. Yeah, that's what I was searching
I
for.
think it's Flaming Fist. Up in
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you'll have
With
more
the
problems.
Lord
Did the-
fuck his nuts,
Fist
whatever
than
his
you
name
will
is.
the
Lord
merchant princes.
Everember. It's Lord Everember, right?
No.
No.
That's Sigil Jackbrass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, Zal. When you speak
Single
of these,
jackass, yeah.
when you speak of these hurdles that will have to be gone over, Zal would silence any opposition if you're trying to convince him of the other way. With
When the royal blood returns to take whatever throne is left of the Chultan people, they will bow or they are traitors who deserve to die.
Zal. She pats Zal on the shoulder. Zal, listen. Alexandria is right. We will give them the opportunity to bow to their true queen. And if they do, they will be spared.
Not what I said at all.
I was just giving you a list of the concerns.
Is there any one of these merchant princes who seems honorable enough? None.
Surely one must be of nobility, something tied to the old ways.
I don't know them well enough.
We will have to get reacquainted when we arrive at in Port Nyanzaru, Zal.
The only honor Port Nyanzaru observes is that of the coin.
Also, there is the cities do run slightly better when you aren't going with the whole monarchy thing. Been proven.
Sounds
You're
to
talking-
me like everything is falling to ash in the vacancy of true leadership.
You're also talking to a paladin of the oath of the crown.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I'm just from the only like republic of the world.
The one redditor that is defending an absolute monarchy. Don't get worked up, Zol. We'll have much to do once we are free of this place.
Yes, we will. And when will that be? What more do we have to do in this terrible pit?
Destroy the Lich, avenge the Queen, destroy this apparatus you speak of.
I've seen only his minions, not the coward himself. Why does he not show his face?
Too busy.
Let's hope it remains that way.
Too busy. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up. I definitely want to take a swing at him, but the fact of the matter is, if we destroy this apparatus, this soul monger, would that not incur his direct wrath? Would he not even intervene to stop it from happening in the first place?
He might. You've given him plenty of time.
If he does,
But
he will die.
I am here to put a stop to that thing. Not necessarily the Lich. Though that would be nice.
Yes, as the conversation of the state of the world dwindles out, unless there was any other prominent parts of the conversation we wanted to explore, was there anyone else who had any interactions during the night or the morning or whenever before we wake?
Me.
Yes. Victor.
Victor, I guess in the night would cross between bubbles and check on Velphine for sure.
Same state that she was before, but this room is not doing her any favors. She's clasping her eyes, doesn't want to see what's around her. When she sleeps child pose. Very much just the...
Okay. You just make sure she's covered. You wouldn't disturb her at all.
Biff seems to be taking good care of Velphine and Atan more so than Zal, who is just sort of watching them. Biff seems to actually be having some empathy towards these lost souls. He is actually caring for them. So you would find that Velphine is already covered.
Good. And then in the morning, probably before we set out, he would stop next to Alexandria while they get ready to go. Big day ahead.
Supposedly.
Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
You have war?
Nope, go ahead.
Great. I know trust is hard earned around here. I hope that when the time comes, you can trust me to do the right thing.
What do you mean by when the time comes? What do you think the right thing is?
I'm not sure. Maybe, I know we wish to all see an end to this soulmonger and this lich, whatever he is.
Well, our zealot companion probably had the right of it. He will most likely be overseeing his pet project. He'll show himself when we take action against it, I'm sure.
What do you expect to see?
Well, if I know anything about liches and plain walking monstrosities, there will be many circles flying through the air, and I expect Zol to not make it.
Well, I also am not surprised at that prospect, considering the environment we walk in. Right.
Well, just make sure you have some counter spells prepared for today, because we are going to need them.
Don't worry. It was the top of my list for this morning. He would kind of nod at Alexandria and turn away and go back to what he was doing.
Okay.
Yeah. She will go back to reading her book and attempting to teach her skeleton and her zombie how to play rock, paper, scissors with each other for entertainment.
Yeah, with you can get them to do it, but it's very much via your command. That's
Boulder parchment shears.
They have no will that is not yours.
It's very difficult. She's hoping that she can maybe train some muscle memory into, well, at least the zombie. The skeleton's going to be another thing entirely.
Yeah, the exploration of necromancy is interesting in that they are dead. Their will is yours. A lot of any kind of interaction with them or training or anything with them is like, it's kind of like puppeting. It's like playing with puppets, like sock puppets with yourself, where it's just like, man, if only I could get them to do it. And you know that they will do nothing other than be living corpses without your direction, living corpses that are hungry and will attempt to eat. Undeath is an interesting school of magic. They are truly neither alive nor dead. There's no memory or mind there to capture anything. But you can make them do that stuff if you want to.
It might just be masturbation, though, at this point.
It is. But it's still possible. There is a sense of power with necromancy that I'm sure you're very familiar with, of absolute control.
Yeah, but she's more than a little curious about how this lich has programmed his undead to be so autonomous in his absence. And she's convinced that if she continues to study and spend time puppeting these things, that she might be able to glean how he accomplished it.
Indeed.
Or, at the very least, burn away the hours in the middle of the night while she's waiting for everybody to wake up.
It is fun as well. But yeah, you have experienced undead that have some more, somehow they have a command that, or more complex commands at the very least, allowing them to be much more capable. That is true. That is true. Yes, War. Was there any? I was going to ask if there was anything else before the.
Yeah. So we got a sword a day ago.
Oh yeah,
that
the
we
dragon
never
sword.
identified. That I'd like to see if anybody would be willing to
can-
identify.
Take care of this for you. Where is it?
In here. Grabs bag.
Motsi's sword.
Sword from room 63 is what I have written down.
Yeah, I'll Victor will make a circle in the green smoky room.
Well, it's not green smoky anymore.
No, it's not. Yeah, the cauldron has been the fire of the cauldron has been put out. There's still
Oh, cool,
liquid in
okay.
the cauldron. It's in the bubble with Alexandria. Yeah, if you are handed the sword, bubble to bubble, you can identify it after a ritual is complete.
Ritual identify, pat.
Okay, let me give you some information that you can explain to the party as your spell completes and you gain some knowledge of what this.
I kind of want
sheathed
this just to
long
be
sword-
it's a regular sword.
It's a
Except
sheathed-
it
yeah.
insults you when you fall asleep next to it, or something obscure like that. Yeah.
curses you to die in 3, 2, 1.
The curse is the first person to identify it to die.
Did anyone prepare remove?
If you recall, this sword has a dragon-shaped hilt. It is fine make.
I don't think that this will be useful to you, War.
Useful to anyone?
Well, it allows its bearer to speak Draconic and understand it.
That is one that I already know.
Funny enough, this would have been the second option for Lukanu to be able to speak to the entire party, being the only other one who doesn't know Draconic.
And that's it.
Does it do magical damage?
It is technically a magical item.
I'm not sure if it does. It's not listed in the DMG, the DMG mentions all magic items listed there are considered magical. So there's really no way to know outside of my own decision, at which point, Victor, make an Arcana check. If you get above a 15, it is.
It would make sense.
No
that
pressure
they
or anything.
were, if
One
all
thing
the
you're
ones
good
in the
at,
DMG
dude.
are.
This is what you're good at.
I'm looking at the so it's 15, so it would be considered magical damage.
That's with a +9. That sucks.
Give it to Zal.
Zal doesn't want it.
Zal is a
Puny little
I figured.
He does not want a little man sword.
Zal, it is a magical weapon, Zal. It will bypass all defenses.
He looks at you and he just says, like kind of confused since you trained him, and he just says,
It's not important whether the weapon has some sort of curse or other magic on it. You taught me how to fight with this. So unless you can do something to this, I'm not going to wield your little dagger.
I can handle that, if you insist on fighting.
Oh, you can.
So should we just head into one of the skeletons again?
Or Biff if you want it.
Yeah, or Biff.
Give it to Biff.
he just goes, "Oh, I'm fine. I got my own sword. It's fine. I'll take it. It seems nice. I mean, technically, it did belong to my company originally. It would be a nice memento for one of my dead friends.
The sword did?
The sword." Yes, no, I recognize that. That is, Sir. Oh goodness, the knight who was with me.
Brixton?
Brixton. That's right, Brixton. That is his sword.
This was his blade.
I recognize it. Yes, I hadn't seen it until just now, and you pulled it out. But
And now it's traps, she says, pointing to the zombie.
I mean, technically, one of your zombies is also one of my old companions. So I mean, fine. That's fine.
Are you sure you don't want this?
Listen, they got themselves killed the way they did. I'm still alive. Their memories are sure enough. If you want to give it to me, I'll take it. But otherwise, it's fine. Sure, you'll make more use out of it than I will.
We will.
Well,
Hey, it's a long sword, so it's useless to me.
What, do you have a problem with versatility, Alex?
No, I just have.
Get out of here, Mr. Mace Man.
No, I use rapier. I don't have any strength.
If there is nothing else, morning will come, gentlemen. And morning for you. The bubbles will dissipate as a sure sign that your rest has concluded in 8 hours. And you all feel sort of reinvigorated from your rest, your wounds bandaged, your spells replenished, your power once again being wielded by you. What would you like to do?
Should we kill the butler?
There is one thing I would like to mention to Victor.
Oh, before the end of the long rest?
Before we depart.
Before you
since,
depart.
he spent the bubble night with me.
Yes.
You would have, it would have been impossible not to notice that she's been applying a disguise self spell every hour on the hour. And that's that.
Probably before the other people would wake up. So as not to, cause waves. He would either approach you or, because we're early risers, we're prepping our spell books before we leave, right? So, are you using that on one of your zombies?
Using what? I just finished the ritual to ensure that they're around for the rest of the day, if that's what you mean.
Well, there's another spell you were using. You're trying to mask something?
Perhaps you mistook my incantations for some of your own. You must be distracted.
You are definitely not a master ventriloquist, so it's very hard to mix up incantations.
Oh, yeah? Roll an insight check. Because I'm deceiving you.
You already told me I noticed, so does this really count as insight or not?
Does the spell have a somatic component? Or you have to speak? Is it a verbal component?
It's got a verbal and somatic.
You know what? Fine. Inspiration.
You don't have to roll on I literally, if you were, especially
Inspiration.
If you were in the same bubble as, it's probably like Kyle said, you would
23.
Our roll goes to the void. You do this. It is evident that this is happening. Alexandria, probably would also be impossible for you to hide this from Victor, knowing what this spell takes to do, unless you were.
She is absolutely playing coy.
Oh,
and
okay.
refusing.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't actual. Okay, understood.
I just want to be sure we're all in top condition. If you're perhaps covering something up, I'll not pry any further, but slightly just worry.
I suppose you would be familiar with how people act when they're trying to cover things up, aren't you?
No doubt I have my own secrets and motivations, but so do you.
Well, mine's relatively simple enough. I am afflicted with a curse, and I wish to not let anybody see that.
Was this from the other day?
No. Sometimes I wonder why I did it myself, but I do feel compulsed. It is to the party's benefit, not my own.
Are you sure you don't want me to remove this?
You can't. Not while I continue to use it, and I insist that I do.
So it is from an item.
Yes, from this item, she says, holding up the quarterstaff. Unfortunately, it seems to have a effect on those who use it.
Is that from what you drew that great power?
No. That comes from a different well. But this allows me to more aptly channel that power.
Don't worry, Alexandria is just feeling sheepish.
Yes, I am a furry at the moment, and I'm trying to hide my fursuit below a magical...
You're disguising your hooves, aren't you?
No, she'll...
Look at all these 2 fingers.
She's essentially, yes, she's got cloven hands and feet. Her face is essentially a goat's now, and she's got goat eyes and tiny little horns on her head. She's full goat humanoid because it's been 2 days. So
That's the staff from that dude in the wine room, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, I didn't know you took that and were using it. Holy shit, dude. Would Victor know that, or have you been good at your disguise?
Well, it's only in the last 8 hours that the actual physical stuff has happened. Like, her eyes changed first, but that's relatively easy to cover up. And then her hands changed, and now her whole body is covered in a fine pelt. So he definitely would be able to see that easily enough. The disguise self does not hold up under scrutiny very long. So
I just hope you're being careful.
I am being exactly what I need to be for us to succeed. And that's the most important thing.
I understand.
Also, it is so incredibly cathartic to watch things' heads split in twain from me hitting them with concussive force. As pleasing as the fireball is to watch from a distance, there's just a tactile pleasure to beating the life out of something.
Well, I can appreciate that, but I will appreciate it from far away.
That's fair enough. I do suggest you try it sometime, though.
I'm afraid I would not be nearly as effective. But, perhaps.
Maybe you can become sheepish too.
It's true. If you ever want to go furry, I can just lend you the staff.
I think that I will leave that bit to you. You are welcome to continue as you are. But...
That was from the Yellow Banner Company, too. Alexandria has so many Yellow Banner Company items. I was just realizing there's so many.
In an alternate universe, she has hunted down all these people to assemble.
She was after all of them from the beginning. That's crazy.
She is the Yellow Banner now.
I take the Yellow Banner. How fucking clutch would that be if that was your beginning thing? I mean, you've gotten this far. Holy shit.
That's what I
even had the fairy there for a little while.
I know. Fuck, man.
I missed that.
Oh.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
It's my canon of what Alexandria looks like now.
My only concern is your mobility. I'm sure you understand better than anyone that moving around and perhaps grasping things is important.
It has no ill effect on my ability to do these things.
Nah.
All right.
As the conversations and actions of the night conclude, the bubbles fade, and your rest concludes. It is the day after.
So I vote we turn all the keys at once.
Like a Power Ranger style, everybody?
Yeah.
Couldn't try to do that.
someone approaching.
So Ed,
the
I
door,
did.
Zal step
I
out the
took.
way.
I know what keys I actually have, by the way.
Perfect. There are 5 symbols before you. 5 keyholes, each which has been opened by your completion of the tasks in this chamber. I will remind you of the door you face. Its gate is covered in the skulls of goblinoids. It glows almost the stone on it so reflective to whatever light you bring to it. It seems to glow almost a ghostly sort of blanket over top its surface. In a way, looking at the skeletons too long almost makes them look as though they're just moving ever so slightly.
Well, shall we?
Came this far.
Making sure my axe is on.
Okay, yeah, I believe your token is representing your axe properly.
Yep.
It is.
Before we move forward, I am going to cast magic armor on myself,
Okay, you have magic armor.
and I am going to cast magic weapon on Zal, or his axe rather.
Okay,
Mage armor on myself as well.
perfect. Yeah, the magic sort of similar one you've done before. We see sort of the runes of protection form around Alexandria and Victor, and you touch Zal's weapon, offering the spell, and says,
As long as your curse doesn't linger.
and he just holds it out towards you.
I use Gift of Alacrity on myself like I do every morning.
Okay, perfect.
Alexandria, do me this favor. Put on this ring.
Why?
It will cast a protective spell. Any damage that you suffer will be transferred to me.
Wouldn't that be best served on Zal here?
Zal has
Also-
like half the hit points of Alexandria.
That is true.
Well, yeah, Zal rested too, so he would be at
It's true. I could beat him in a fight.
Definitely could.
Yes, you could.
I literally
I'd like
could
to
arm
see
wrestle.
He
You
is
wanna
a.
arm- You want to arm wrestle right now, big boy?
We have
The
other things
decision says
to
Biff
do,
can beat him in a fight.
but I never refuse a challenge.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh shit!
All right.
He's got a high strength mod. Don't do it, Saul.
he just pulls he pulls the table and sets it between them, and then says,
Isn't there a bit of a height difference? Don't I have a bit of an advantage here?
You'll need it.
Victor has his face in his hand the whole time, shaking his head.
If this really is what you want to do outside of this spooky door, then fine.
She shoves the hexagon key in Lukanu's hands.
and
Be careful, Zal.
And he just kind of looks to you like,
Fuck are you talking about?
kind of thing.
What was the?
Alexandria, don't break the Minotaur.
She looks at him stern. What was the first rule I taught you? Expect the
little girls.
Expect the unexpected.
Okay. He just kind of snorts proudly as he looks down at you,
Oh no!
and he says,
If I break your arm, it's your fault.
Oh no!
"All right,
Zal.
here comes an arm wrestling contest outside of the fucking soccer room."
Best of 3?
D&D
best of 5?
at its height. This is going to just does it need to be that big? It was just going to be a skill contest. I think it was just going to be a 1-for-1.
Best of 3.
Best of 3. Okay. He has advantage because of his size. So let us roll. First roll, he gets a crit. 24.
Oh my god!
24 meets. That is an even, so we have to keep going. Immediately
All right,
he puts his
wait
full
a
force
second.
into it, and it's like, and he doesn't move.
Oh my
He just- you're able to hold. Do you have something you want to say?
Yes, I'd say with him critting in the 24, I think the tiger.
No, it's a skill. If we're doing it by raw, crits don't count as success.
Okay, fine.
A giant puff of air can come from the table, though, as your guys' muscles flex.
That's just, yeah. And his eyes widen, and he says,
Unexpected indeed.
next roll.
You hold your own well for a cow.
Ooh, he only has a 10. 28. You start to pull him back. Steam's coming out of his nose.
I will not be bested by a human.
He's just like trying to pull back. Next roll. He gets a 12.
Then be comforted, Zol. I am no human.
He slams down, prone, defeated, and he pulls to the ground, and he just...
That's not fair. You used magic.
We have plenty of wizards here. I cast no spell.
He gets up, like, frustrated, like, looking down in your face. He says,
You cheated. Admit it.
No.
Okay, make a charisma... Just make a charisma, either persuasion or intimidation check right now for how Zal reacts to this.
Okay.
Can Alexandria get advantage on intimidation
For
beating his ass?
Sure, if you want to. But I don't know if that's your intent to... This role is more to decide Zal, not for Alexandria to do anything other than... I just want to see how he reacts to the... No. Okay, yeah. Lukanu, unless you do anything right now, Zal's gonna put his hands on Alexandria.
I step in front of them. Zol,
Yeah, he's
you
just like...
lost. You lost.
No. I stop her from stepping in front of him.
Okay, yeah,
I hold out my arm.
he grappled.
No. She goes like, he is my student. Any misgivings that he has with you, you now have with me.
Okay, this is an initiative situation.
Oh no.
I just need those involved to roll initiative. Because Zal's gonna try and fucking just sort of slam you down to the floor as a show of force, Alexandria.
Can we move on to the door, please?
This is happening, so you can say that, absolutely. But this is happening unless something else goes on. This is a confrontation.
For flavor.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, all right.
Oh wait, I thought
Never
why?
roll well on these.
10.
Oh,
you only have to roll one.
Okay, yeah. So my first roll is 18. I have an 18
Okay.
advantage.
Lukanu, you would be first to act. Since we're using grid form here, stepping between them is not something you can technically do, but you could choose to grapple Alexandria or Zal.
I grapple Zol.
Okay, make a grapple check against Zal. He will.
Is that an athletics?
Yeah. He will attempt to not be affected by it for the most point. Yeah, you are grappling Zal. If you are trying to hold him back from Alexandria, that's the first thing that happens.
Also, he does not get an advantage on strength
He
checks
should
because I'm a Goliath.
Oh, he doesn't have advantage on strength checks right now.
Oh.
That was just in that contest. So, Lukanu is successfully holding back Zal in this moment, but Alexandria can act to push Lukanu out of the way or instigate some other way. You have a free action to speak, 6 seconds.
Well, if that's my action, I also move. I move him away from Alexandria.
Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. So he is a large creature. I do not know if you have the capability.
I am a Goliath. I can't. I
okay,
can.
yeah.
She picks him up.
Picks him up?
Yeah, I pick.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no. That's fine. You pick him up.
You see fucking Lukanu. No soul.
Yeah, as you
And
immediately just like lift him up out of the this is interesting. Yeah, you are big. So yeah, I think this is like more of you shoving him back and taking him off his feet.
Yeah.
If you want to move, you can only move 15 feet because you're half movement. You're grappling creature. I know this seems really weird, guys, but this is something that you have to do. So he wouldn't move technically. You don't have enough movement to pull him away from Alexandria until your next turn. Alexandria, This is Lukanu getting in the way, intervening. You said you wanted to stop her?
Yeah. Sure,
How-
I'll
how-
sweep her legs.
Okay.
Sweep the legs.
You sweep the legs. That would be... Jesus.
There is a
So-
trip action.
There is a
We
trip
just have to
action
look
that
up how to
doesn't
do it.
that doesn't belong to that trip action belongs to the rogue, I believe. I don't know if that's like any ability. trait we can do.
Fighters can get it, but
the
they have
best
to be.
thing the
but
best
it's-
thing you can do
think
is
it's Battle Master.
grapple and shove down would be it. So honestly,
Shut down might be.
this would be a grapple on Lukanu. It's a 2-part action.
All right, yeah, I'll dogpile on this.
Okay, yeah, you want to dogpile on this? You'd have to step near Lukanu, since she's trying to pull Zal away.
Let's go.
And if you want to make a grapple one.
Let's do it. It's just an athletics check,
It's
right?
strength, and Lukanu can make a contested roll with dex or strength to resist.
Can I do an athletics?
Yes, you can choose athletics or dex-based skill to
Okay.
get out of it.
I think shove would actually be the right one. That's
Shove
its
is
own
the right
action.
one, but you have to grapple before you shove.
Do you?
I believe so. Yep. You can't just shove someone, I don't think.
You try to grab her, and she just keeps moving.
All right, so now I've got her around the waist, and I'm just being dragged behind her. as she's very tall.
Okay. All right, Zal, frustrated, you're trying to pull him away. Alexandria, besting him in this moment, still wanting to have a show of force. He goes to just punch you. And like you sort of pull down, and he's grapple doesn't happen. He just goes just like punch you in the face, Alexandria.
So dare you disrespect me?
And he just he goes to
Oh
he
no!
goes to sock you in the head. You're prone because I guess you're doing a drag situation. Would that be prone?
No, I'm not prone on the
Okay,
ground.
okay, we'll say you're not prone. So he's just gonna make a swing at you to get a good sock in. He's fucking
Let's
he's
do it.
frustrated. He's been humiliated.
Oh my God.
He's a
Yeah,
warrior.
it doesn't help that he's being literally carried by his mama.
No, it doesn't help. He's not gonna try to contest the grapple. He's just gonna swing at you like hold me back kind of situation. So he's gonna just go with this is just a strength check, I think, to swing at you. It's an attack plus 6. I'll say it's great axe, but it's doing damage plus strength. Does a 15 hit you?
Oh, of course.
Okay, if there's no shield or anything, you take 5 points of damage as he socks you right in the head.
You wanna fight? Come on, let's do it!
All right, that's enough. I don't understand. War, help me, please.
If anybody wants to enter this fray, they can.
Victor
They can
joins
roll,
the
They can
battle.
roll into the situation.
Well, at this, I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
No. If there's something you were gonna do,
There is something I would do with him hitting me.
yeah, he strikes you.
Okay. She will immediately let go of Lukanu and hold up her hand and bark "Stop!"
And he just.
And- Not to him,
Oh, not to him. Oh.
because her gaze has turned to her undead as the two skeletons
Oh.
draw their bows to defend her.
Yeah, they draw their weapons.
Then she will stand up and brush off her cloak and say, "Well struck, cow."
And he just kind of like looking at you, like frustrated.
You will respect me. I'm a
I
warrior
hold
of
no-
old.
I hold no small amount of respect for you. However, I did best to you fairly.
Make
That is not
a
a show.
make a persuasion check.
I am going to go on further to say, I have no blessings of magic that allow me to do this.
Make a
I do,
deception
however-
check.
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay, continue.
I do, however, benefit from the blessings of one of your gods long departed.
Interesting. Yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. I can't remember his name, or I would have said it by name.
Ubalaka?
So,
Oh yeah.
Unless it's
Ubtao.
Ubtao, yeah. Ubalaka is your spirit.
You're the fucking chosen of Ooptow.
No. That was my friend. Oh fuck, what was her name? Lukanu?
This is Lukanu.
No, fuck, that's not Lukanu.
I am Lukanu.
No, fuck you, Lukanu.
Oh.
Our guide. I forgot her name.
Iku?
Iku.
Iku.
Yeah.
You forgot Iku's name?
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
okay. That was a million years ago, man.
It was.
That was a different lifetime ago.
No, Professor Wifflesburg just tangoed with her.
Anyway,
Yeah, Wifflespark was having fun with.
that's true.
Yeah, but
I did too.
I wasn't talking
It
to
was,
Iku.
yeah, it wasn't there. Go ahead and make that persuasion check, Alexandria,
Right.
as you tell the truth to Zal. 12 is enough. Zal calms down and he just says,
The trickster gods will know. Gods to Omu. They came after. But if you
true.
are blessed by a god, and it seems as though you did have some aid, I am not so fortunate. My god died.
Ubtao is not dead, Zal.
I do believe he's on indefinite hiatus.
I do not sense him. My powers flow. She sets Zal down.
Yeah, it's too goofy for me to think of you just picking him up like a baby. I don't like that image. It's stupid to me. DM, I don't like that. I like you of shoving him back, picking up a gajillion pound. Like, you can't lift that weight. I don't know. If you
He's best Goliath mom.
can you lift 1,000 pounds over your head? I don't.
No,
Over your head? You can only drag it, I think.
Goliath, I think they have a stupid thing.
They don't have something
They
that
can
says
carry
they can
double-
lift 1,000 pounds.
They lift
over
and
their
carry
head.
as if they are large creatures.
As if they are large creatures.
that
true.
doesn't mean you
That
can.
doesn't mean you
like,
can lift him over your head. Large creatures also can't, even though they're large. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can put 1,000 pounds on the back of a horse and have it be okay. So yeah, I would say you could drag him and push him back. Like, you had him up in the air, but having him cradled like a baby is
No,
that's
that's
goofy to me.
that's fine.
Unless you're using magic,
Okay.
telekinesis, absolutely that would
She-
look exactly like that.
She will laugh and says, "You have done well, Alexandria. Forgive my student's impetuous nature. He has much to prove."
Kind of just looks to you, Alexandria, like you're lucky she's here, kind of thing, but also a mutual sign of respect since you stood from his strike, looking pretty much okay, and threw him over the table. And he just kind of just nods and says,
There are bigger things for us to fight in this place than each other. Perhaps another time, if there's a ring of some form in Port Nyanzaru, you can bet I will want to face you there.
She merely shrugs her shoulders. I have not thought about anything other than this place for what feels like a year and a half.
technically it's been almost 6 months since you guys have been on the thing. And in the tomb, it's been a week. Not even a 10-day. This all calms down.
I barely know you guys.
Yeah,
Saying.
you've known him a couple days. You've got more affiliations in
Same.
Waterdeep than you do in this group. But yeah, Zal calms down. The confrontation does not heighten. The brittle ego of a Minotaur definitely put on display.
All right. Enough showboating, chest beating. Are we done? Are we ready to go?
Zal picks up his enchanted weapon and looks at it, and then looks at Alexandria, shakes his head.
Zol, another boon for you. Put on this ring. You know what it is.
Is that a magic ring?
No, it
That's
is a
spell.
it's a spell. I'm casting
Part
a
of the
spell.
spell.
Ah, okay. Yeah. He puts out his hand if you've done this before.
Yeah. This is like, if I can find it.
It's the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what it is.
So,
What's the D10? Or sorry, the D20. What is that?
What's the DC for holding concentration again?
That was it.
10. That's enough.
You almost didn't lose his own spell. Oh,
He
that's
almost
so
knocked
good.
you into goat
It's,
land.
it's
Oh my god.
lowest 10, but you get to include your con save.
That was for the
Yeah.
weapon, not the disguise self. Disguise self is not concentration.
It's not?
No.
So, while we were doing that, Lukanu can in fact lift 1,000 pounds, but can't. But her speed would drop to 5 feet.
Oh, okay, so she was really very fine. That's fine.
Her
yeah.
her strength is 21. She.
Yeah, you still drop to.
5 feet. Yeah.
No, actually, you would be able to do half. Yeah, at 21.
Okay, then I guess all did was lift it over Lucanu's head like a baby.
It's just that's a lift. Your lift drag weight is like 1,200 pounds.
in one
If
of the
at 21.
weirdest interactions I could possibly think of. Where Zal is punching Alexandria from above Lukanu.
You're
So-
lucky my mom is here.
I feel like this is the time that we tell Zal he has to stay behind now because he caused 5 damage to one of the.
Yeah, if you want to.
Nah, I don't care anymore.
Alexandria here. I will expend 5 points of healing and heal her bruise on her face.
Okay, from what?
Lay on hands. I touch her. I touch her face. Does it feel furry?
No, because the size scalp is really good.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you. You didn't stay in my bubble, so you don't get to know.
Okay, so we're turning the keys.
Subtract 5 hit points from your pool.
I did.
Why do I have a random condition on me?
Don't worry about it.
You're special.
Okay. I feel like I should worry about it.
It's the marked for death condition.
It looks like a crack shot.
Edwin feels fine.
All right. Well, thank you for humoring that, everyone. Let's turn
Humoring is a very strong word.
a challenge was made. I had to accept it.
Same
No,
for
you
me.
didn't.
No,
No.
I did.
Warrior's honor is the most important thing to them.
Precisely.
I bet you can't put those keys in the locks.
You are quite impatient. Something behind
Fuck
this
you!
door.
I put the key in the lock and I turn it.
All right, you have which keys do you have, Alexandria?
I have the hexagon key.
You put the hexagon key in the hexagon slot and turn it. It turns and the door makes a shifting sound inside. You hear metal clang and echo out.
I have the square and triangle. And I will do the thing.
All right, you put
Both
the
of them.
square and the triangle, turn them at the same time, one at a time.
I have one of those keys.